Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. I'm here with Nina outside Stamford Bridge. We've just dropped not 2 points but three. I thought we could have at least got something from that game. Maybe I'm just an optimist. How do you feel about what you've seen? We've just lost 1-0.
No one expected this, I don't think. I don't think any Chelsea fan thought we'd come to the bridge and see this today. I mean, yeah, we've got self-esteem, we've got confidence, but we didn't think we'd come and, like you said, drop this many points and get nothing out of this game. And come on, you're not telling me it's this hard against Nottingham Forest at home. I get it's a new team and I get we've got a new manager, we've got young players, but we've got enough quality to at least get something out of a game like that. And I firmly believe it. And if you see a sort of heat map of how much ground we covered against Nottingham Forest and how much we were up in their box against how much they were up in ours, it's ridiculous really, and it shouldn't be the case. I think the way we set up kind of and showed us why and how the way how we would go, because I mean we can't be setting up that defensively against a team like Nottingham Forest. We should at least have a little bit of confidence, and Poch's here telling us have confidence in this team, like we're going to get somewhere, but then he's putting out that sort of team, and the players looked scared to me today. They looked scared, they didn't quite believe in the plan and the tactics that Poch had set out to them. We kept going back to last season's ways, passing it back, playing with our backs to the goal constantly when we're in a goal scoring opportunity. What's that about? I'm all for like layoffs and back flicks and stuff like that, but when there is an intent there for scoring a goal, it wasn't ever like that. We looked like we were defending a lead in that game in the second half, and we were fighting for an equaliser. That is how poor we looked in the second half, and frankly it just went back to fighting to save ourselves, and he might as well have blown the whistle in the 60th, 70th minute. We weren't really looking for anything in that game. So yeah, definitely disappointing. I thought we'd at least get another draw. Drew twice against them last season, and I actually just found out today they only won one away game last season, and they're coming to Stamford Bridge today and doing that. I know I'm leaving with my head kind of facing the ground, so yeah, really disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing I could do to cut us some slack. The referee was shocking.
Oh yeah, no, the referee might as well have pulled out his Forest shirt in that game, because I mean, come on, like it was absolutely shocking. But again, not taking advantage of our set pieces. Okay, we can't score against a low block, we can't score from open play. At least make do with something of your set pieces. We're crap. We can't score free kicks. We can't make something out of corners. No one to meet a header in the box. And yes, like I said, I get we're playing against a low block. It's why we struggled so much against West Ham as well. And clearly, we're going to be struggling against low blocks in the Prem. But there was nothing sort of from Poch's behalf as well to break that up, to bring on some attacking threat to break up that low block in the second half as well. And, Poch is quite good at making substitutions that really brighten up the game. For me, it looked like the exact opposite. Even though, yeah, when Noni Madueke came on, he was trying to dribble on that right side and, push up, but no one was there. He was getting dispossessed way too easily, and then everyone was just, playing it back. Sanchez as well. I'm not going to blame Sanchez for that defeat today because it goes on the whole team, but I'm not sitting here feeling confident in our first goalkeeper here, and I'm saying that. I don't think he's better than Kepa, and I think there's nothing in that keeper that shows me, yeah, I feel confident. What happens when we start playing City, Arsenal, Man United? What happens then? He's going to be coming one-on-one and freezing and shaking and just letting balls through. We're going to be conceding so much more. So, you saw him give away stupid balls. I almost saw Mendy in some of those moments. Those stupid little balls he'd give away and that stupid pass, shaking. In the first half, he could have helped us build up as well. In transition, you've got to be quicker to release and distribute those balls to get your attackers to go up. They're all standing around waiting, and Sanchez is, looking around, and he looks hopeless. You can't be scared against Forest, mate. You're going to struggle.
I remember after the West Ham game, you were you weren't sure about Sanchez either, and I suppose the one thing I would defend him, especially when you compare him to Mendy, is Sanchez actually has the quality to distribute. He is really that good. I think he's up there with Ederson, generally speaking. Maybe mentally he's not there, but the ability is there. Some of the balls he can ping in, and Sterling just gets it on his chest. I didn't see it today, but I saw it a lot in the past few games previously. The quality's there, so I'm not doubting his quality. I think it's a mental thing, or maybe the fact that he got dropped for Brighton and now he's back at such a big club. There's a lot of questions being asked, but for me, you have to back him. I don't see the positives of dropping Sanchez, killing his confidence again for another goalkeeper who's unproven at this level.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of those situations where you'd love to go out and sign a world-class keeper from the off, but the market's just not good enough.
Yeah, no, I agree. And look, I'm not going to be quick to judge on him. I'm just not feeling confident with what I have seen so far. And yeah, like you said, I mean, I'm all for it. He got thrown straight into a Chelsea-Liverpool game for his debut. It's never that easy. And I think he came into Chelsea knowing he's going to be competing with Kepa. Then suddenly Kepa, 1 week before he arrived, left the door. And of course, he's first goalie. So yeah, we're going to give him the time. And I think you're right. It could be confidence and he could, have that installed. But at the moment, I don't quite have faith. And to be pushing for top 4, you've got to have a world-class keeper. That's for sure. And if you put him up against sort of the other top 6 teams keepers, but yeah, I'm not going to be too overly critical, but some things I've seen have just been a little bit, disturbing. But anyway, I'd like to give some praise to Malo Gusto because I thought he actually put a decent shift in. Yeah, at times you can see the lack of experience and getting pushed off easier. Reece James doesn't get pushed off that easily, but then again, it comes with kind of physicality and experience there as well. But I think he equally tried to put crosses in. He tried some aerially, he tried some on the grass. Nobody was meeting them, and that's fair enough that he tried. But yeah, I think at times we just sat way too deep. No one was making those runs off the ball. In transition, if you're walking and there's no movement off the ball, you're not really getting anywhere. You can't expect that Jackson's always going to be there, in the box. At times I thought he was a little bit too wide and those balls weren't really going to anyone. And yeah, so I think it's just a case of easing in, getting more confident. But I still do have confidence. I'd like to say it gets worse before it gets better. That's what I want to believe, because otherwise, where do we go from here?
It doesn't look like it's going any other way.
And I almost feel like this is a flashback from last season where I said the World Cup is going to be a good break for us to sit down and look at where our problems are, for Pochettino to assess, what goes wrong, because we're not making that many changes. This seems to be the starting 11 that we're going with. It's all about them getting used to each other. Yeah, it's good that he's not aimlessly rotating. That's not really what I want to see either. I want to see this team get used to playing with each other and then just finding, a system that builds from there. So yeah, I absolutely have faith in the manager. I'm not going to point a single finger at him because I think it's early days. You make mistakes, but this is where you make the mistakes now. It's the start of the season. There's still lots of time to go. Laugh at us, get on the meme wagon, laugh at Caicedo that he cost 115 million, but there is a project here. And I get that, last season we had the wrong manager for the project. So it truly does start this season, because I think Pochettino has got class. He's got some things out his back locker. He's come out in the press and said to us Chelsea fans what he wants to do with that. Potter or Frank never gave us that last season. So we actually do have a good manager. So now I am going to say, yeah, give it time. But the boys didn't give it their all today. But hopefully from here on, they actually do. And, it gets better.
Is that a mic drop moment?
Yeah. No, but yeah, come on, up the Chelsea.
Let's go, Nina.